Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor, Tech Industries. If you ever need someone to show up to your place of business and or work, go around and break everything that's in sight, go ahead, call Tech Industries. You'll have people wondering why the hell everything in the office is broken and no one can do any work. You'll actually be happy because no one will be able to do any work. Mainly you. You'll get the day off. Hopefully you'll get paid for it. Maybe you won't. No one cares. Anyhow, moving straight into it today. Today we're going to be talking about a company that's been around for a good amount of years. How many years? Well, presumably, maybe they were, kind of on the market around 1982. We don't know. That's what their shirts used to say on them. That's right. You know where we're going with this, because you probably read the description that has something roughly associated with it, blah, 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 and then, just crappy, our videos suck. But we're, of course, talking about Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right. These dudes usually mess up our order whenever we, go there, whether it's messed up by just not being good, messed up by, being inconsistent, messed up by, just being messed up. We don't go there all too often, but on occasion when you're in the mood for wings or hot wings or buffalo wings or whatever the hell you want to call them, or maybe you just want to go to a sports like bar and your town doesn't really offer anything that fits the exact description of it, but of course Buffalo Wild Wings. So don't know when the last time you've been to Buffalo Wild Wings was. For us it's been a minute, but what we did was we were like, hell, man, wings kind of sound good. Let's go ahead, man. We'll grab the fam. We'll trek out, man. We'll make an experience of it. So we went on a, Saturday kind of afternoon or whatever. Place was deserted, right? By deserted, I mean there was like, I don't know, probably like 4 other tables, within eye view, and then maybe a couple folks at the bar, things like that. But for it being a Saturday afternoon prime time, something is kind of like, man, that's kind of weird. This is gonna vary by location to location, maybe or whatever. But when we used to go to Buffalo Wild Wings, of course your order would come out in the paper baskets and things like that, right? Well, ever since they hired that CEO that had been in prison, presumably, we don't know, maybe they've never been to prison. But whoever they hired that had been in the hole a couple times, man, they're like, hey, we'll say his name's Brad. It's probably not because we don't do research. That's your job. But they'll be like, hey, Brad, welcome to the company. What kind of modifications can you do to really change the direction we're going? We're spending money on this and this and this, and we want our profits to be up here through the roof. What do you recommend? And Brad goes, well, I see that we're spending a lot of money on these paper products, right? Anytime someone puts in an order, we're putting it on one of those, paper trays, and they cost us, even though it's just fractions of cents per order, it adds up, especially nationwide, and, having folks get their orders, and they're ordering multiple kinds of wings, and, you got to use all these baskets and stickers, we're paying for all this product. How about if we scrap that, and when I was in jail, they just gave us little trays, man, that you can have your stuff on. And, even though there's no sections on it, let's just we can bulk buy some baking trays, right? And we can just put everyone's shit on there, and it'll be like they're in fucking prison. And then, you can just kind of go through. If there's a fight that breaks out, you can take the tray and, bash people with it if you wanted to. Of course, this is us. We don't condone any of that. But, you can take your prison tray from Buffalo Wild Wings that your order comes out on. And if there was an altercation, you would have some sort of, defensive or offensive capabilities strictly with your platter tray. And it's absurd, man. I'm not saying that they had to keep the paper bowl boats and such or whatever. I understand food costs and all that, and that adding to the bottom line, and especially, over time, like just spending money on these paper products. But man, You really couldn't come up with a better idea. Even a effing, like, plastic boat or something. You want to get like prison style trays and baking sheets and send that out to customers. Even for the kids' meals or whatever. It's absurd. It's tacky. And, with the exception of maybe some places that just knock it out of the park on a very consistent basis, it turned me off enough to where, like, unless I'm placing a to-go order or something like that on, like, one of their wing deal nights, like, I think Thursday nights are the boneless and maybe Tuesday nights are the regular wings. They do the little incentives to drive business up. But unless I'm hitting one of those, man, on a to-go order, because, really, I got a TV at home. I can flip through the channels and find my own shows to watch. I don't need 1,000 TVs, half of them playing shit I don't even want to watch. I don't need none of that fancy smancy stuff. And apparently they don't need any of it either, because you get a prison tray that your meal comes on. So Buffalo Wild Wings, you might want to switch that out. Up to you. We don't care. We won't be back to find out if you do for a long, long while. So, anyhow, give us free shit. Buffalo Wild Wings, prison trays, hit or miss. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's not really good. Consistency problems across the board. But we're going to give you a rating of P for prison style, because that's how your food is served now, prison style, on baking sheets, because you wanted to save a couple, extra bucks on the bottom line, which is understandable. That you're right as a company in business, but man, Brad, what a bad idea for a baking sheet to be used as the, actual vessel to serve food on. It's absurd. You should have gotten, those little plastic boats, which are actually cheaper, in the long run, but, it is what it is. Anyhow, you've wasted over 7 minutes of your life. You're welcome. Buffalo Wild Wings, give us free money and product and sponsor us, and we will have nothing but good stuff to say about you, prisons, trays, and everything, because we're sellouts. Just kidding. We don't sell out. We buy in, and we buy in when people give us money in order to do so. So give us money. Have a good one. You probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.